So our last exponent rule is the zero exponent rule. So we have kind of a special case when we have exponents where the exponent is 0. Okay, so let's kind of take a look at where this rule comes from really quick. Okay, so kind of what's going on here. So we're going to build a pattern, okay? And we're going to take, let's go with the number 3, okay? So we're going to say 3 to the 4th power, okay? Well, 3 to the 4th power, that means, come on, pen, that I'm multiplying 4 3's together, which is 81. Okay, now let's look at 3 to the 3rd power. So I'm dropping that by 1. So that means that I'm multiplying 3 3's together, which is 27. Okay, then I'm going to look at 3 to the 2nd power. So that's 2 3's, which is 9. And then 3 to the 1st power is just 1 3, which is just 3, right? Okay, so what we're doing is I want to try to use this to figure out what is the pattern, what's going on here. So the pattern here is that I'm just taking 3 and I'm just dropping the exponent by 1, right? So if I were to follow this pattern to the next row down, I would get to 3 to the 0 power, right? Okay, great. All right, well, what's the pattern on this side? Well, to go from 81 to 27, to go from here to here, we're multiplying by 1 fewer 3, right? So this is kind of like dividing by 3. 81 divided by 3 is 27. And then from here to here, 27 divided by 3 is 9. And from here to here, 9 divided by 3 is 3. So if I want to know what 3 to the 0 power looks like, I just have to follow this pattern and divide by 3 again. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. Okay? And that's where we get this rule that anything raised to the 0 power is going to be 1. Okay? This is also how we get negative exponents. So you know how we said that negative exponents we flip? Well, if I follow this pattern a little more, the next one would be 3 to the negative 1, right? And I would take this and divide it by 3, which would give me 1 over 3, right? So that's why negative exponents flip, right? They go from the top to the bottom. And that's kind of how we figured that rule out. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So anything to the 0 power is 1. So really quick, I want you to see the difference between these two problems, okay? The same thing, except this one has parentheses. So what this one is saying is it's saying take all of this stuff and raise it to the 0 power. So a whole thing raised to the 0 power means the whole thing is 1. Okay, this one doesn't say that though. This one just has this part raised to the 0 power. So this part, that's 1. But it's still being multiplied by that 3 that was in the front. So this is going to work out to 3 as an answer. Okay, so that's the difference. This one you're going to get 1 as an answer. This one you're going to get 3. Because this one, the whole thing is being raised to a 0 power with the parentheses. But this one, there's no parentheses, so it's just that part. All right, this guy over here. So this is the only part raised to the 0 power. Okay, that's the only bit. There's no parentheses. So this part becomes a 1. But this part stays a 5x. So when I multiply 5x times 1, I'm going to get 5x as my answer. Okay? So you can kind of see what's happening here. You just got to be really careful about how much of the problem has actually been raised to that 0 exponent. But it's always going to be 1 if it's been raised to a 0 exponent.